Shalom. Yahweh Shem Abishai, Barak Nawa, Yahweh Shem Abishai, Barak Nawa, Abba Babal, Baba Kusha, Abba Babal, Baba Kusha, Abba Babal, Baba Kusha. Call Halal, Yahweh Shem Abishai, Bashem Rakak Badash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations unto all my fellow laborers who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the hopeful elect that are doing this work, to the confusion of faith joined into our ranks, to the Akwaf that are listening and learning. And I'm going to open this lesson with a scripture. And let's get to this is your brother Malcolm from the branch of GMS here in Chicago. And we're going to open with Joel, the 3rd chapter. And we'll start at verse 1. And it reads, "For behold, in those days and in that time, I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. And I will gather," so he's bringing them back. He's going to bring them out of captivity. Verse 2, I will also gather all the nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." And that has happened. Israel is scattered around the world, and the land of Israel has been parted between two heathens. That two heathen nations, that prophecy has come to pass. And now the nations are gathering in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Hence the reason why it's getting so hot in the Caribbean and in Venezuela is because now all these nations are trying to commandeer the oil of Venezuela to so that they will be able to provide oil for their war machines. That's what this is happening. And so all these nations are in a battle array against one another for this up and coming war. This is Joel 2. And it reads 2 and 1. "Blow the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand." So the day of the Lord is near, man. And it's going to be a dark, gloomy, and horrible day. A day of darkness and a day of gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness as the morning spread over the mountains. A great people and strong. There have not been ever like, neither shall be any more after it. Even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behold them a flame burneth, and the land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behold them a desolate wilderness, and nothing will escape them. All right, so what's coming is that there's that fire and that destruction, man, and no one and nothing is going to escape it, save those who the Lord have already chosen, His elect. Only the elect are going to make it out of these battles that are upcoming. So without any further ado, let's let Dina Amelia Kamita break down the news to you.
Welcome back again, everyone. It's Dina Kamita here with CWWIII News. And for today's broadcast, I do have some updates I'd like to bring to you that have occurred in the last 48 hours. We will touch base with the United States, China, Russia, as well as Poland, Israel, and Iran. But I first would like to start with Israel and Iran because I have seen some serious headlines in the last couple of days that I'd like to share with you. And I'd like to first take you to this report from the Washington Free Beacon. And they are reporting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated on Wednesday that his meetings with Arab leaders in
Might I say, Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew.
Poland are in order to advance the common interest of combating Iran. In fact, he stated the following: "Here I am going to a meeting with 60 foreign ministers and envoys of countries from around the world against Iran. What is important about this meeting, and this meeting is not in secret because there are many of those, is that this is an open meeting with representatives of leading Arab countries that are sitting down together with Israel in order to advance the common interest of combating Iran. What we are doing is pushing and driving Iran from Syria. We are committed to doing this." With that said, Arutz Sheva is reporting that the Prime Minister also warned Iran on Tuesday that Israeli missiles can travel very far Speaking during a visit to a naval base in the northern port of Haifa, Netanyahu stated,
now that he said that, Israeli missiles can travel very far. Lots of missiles are going to be fired, and the Spirit of the Lord is going to commandeer and take over those missiles, because this man's heart is being hardened just like Pharaoh's, and the Lord's going to wipe them off the face of the earth. Who they ignorantly call Elohim or whatever, that is the power that's going to do this. Okay, it says, this is back in Joel 2 and verse 4, and it says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen they shall run, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains they shall leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth in the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. All right, so those are talking about the arrows that are going to be fired from one end of the earth into the other, and into one country to another, man. And that's when he said his missiles, his arrows, the Bible refers to them as arrows in some cases, can travel very far. All right.
the missiles you see behind me can go very far against any enemy, including Iran's proxies in our region. An apparent reference to Lebanon's powerful Hezbollah movement. Netanyahu went on to state that we are constantly working according to our understanding and the need to prevent Iran and its proxies from entrenching on our northern border and in our region in general. We are doing everything necessary. Haaretz is reporting that U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Thursday it is impossible to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East without confronting Iran. There are malign influences in Lebanon, Yemen.
So without no peace, without confronting Iran. So what they're admitting, that they're going to go to war with Iran, and when they go to war with Iran, it's going to bring the whole world into it. This is the war to end all wars, and it is at the doorstep. It is not only, or should I say, it is not to be said, it's coming, it's here. All right, the soldiers, the battlements are being put in array. All right, the formations are being formed. It's already happening. And everything that's going on geopolitically within all these independent countries is that all the different news channels are pushing propaganda, especially America's. All right, and giving all their reasons as to why they need to do this. And the one who's pushing the heaviest and the most propaganda is America, hands down, and its allies. All right, not saying that these other countries are innocent or anything. They're wicked as well, but nobody's pushing the false narrative like America is. All right, because these Edomite in Americas have a different level of evil. All right, that's far surpassed by a lot of other Edomites in other places.
Syria and Iraq, the three H's, the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. These are real threats. It goes on further to report that speaking alongside Pompeo, Netanyahu called the conference a historical turning point. An Israeli prime minister and the foreign ministers of leading Arab countries stood together and spoke with unusual force, clarity, and unity against the common threat of Iran. This marks a change and an important understanding in what threatens our future, and what we have to do to secure it, and the possibilities of cooperation that extend beyond security to every realm of life for the peoples of the Middle East. And the Jerusalem Post is reporting that with tensions high along Israel's northern border, soldiers from the IDF are completing a large-scale drill simulating war with Hezbollah. In fact, one major...
And it's funny that the Marine Corps is in Thailand doing Cobra Gold, I think number 19. I actually participated in Operation Cobra Gold, and that's what Cobra Gold is all about: aligning the nations for battle for World War III. That's basically what this is all about, in a nutshell. Both exercises.
Stated that the drill simulated what will need to be done during a war with Hezbollah. While most drills take place in the Golan Heights, hundreds of troops drilled for 2 weeks in the northern Jordan Valley in challenging mountainous terrain, which is similar to the terrain found in southern Lebanon, and on a variety of scenarios, including urban combat. The IDF has significantly stepped up the
urban combat because the battles are coming to the cities. It's not going to be fought out in the jungles and out in the desert and stuff. It's coming to the cities.
Scope and frequency of its combat training to improve its readiness. As part of the IDF's 5-year Gideon plan, the military has returned to 17 weeks of consecutive training, an increase from 13 weeks soldiers trained for the past 15 years. Finally, it reports that one IDF officer stated that we are ready, whether it is in the north or south. After all this training, we are ready for war. It doesn't matter what front it is. Meanwhile, Russia is warning that the Trump peace plan will undo all Israeli-Palestinian progress so far. In fact, the Russian foreign minister stated that the U.S. proposed deal of the century on the Middle East peace process is not enough to guarantee a Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders. The Russian diplomat said that Moscow views Palestinian unity is an absolute priority for any progress in the Israeli-Palestinian peace talks.
And those imposter Jewish people over there who just hell-bent on maintaining a lie that they're the people of the Lord, when the whole world know that they're the red Hebrew Edomites, the sons of Esau, Edom, Jacob's brother. Convert from the Khazarian Empire. All right, they're not going to move an inch. So what he's saying is that the U.S. peace plan should include Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders. And these Israelis, these imposter Jewish red Hebrew Edomites, are not going to have it. War is inevitable.
Palestinian leaders have said in the past that any initiative, short of a Palestinian state based on the pre-1967 boundaries, with the entire East Jerusalem as its capital, would fail. Lavrov added that the information that we have enables us to assess this future deal of the century as something undermining everything that has been achieved so far. Finally, it reports that the launch of the peace plan has also reportedly been delayed by Israel's elections, which will be held on April 9th. So definitely some very interesting news in regards to Israel. First off, we have a war that's just about ready to break out between Israel, Iran, and Hezbollah, and then we have a mysterious peace plan that has yet to be unveiled until after April 9th. So definitely something prophetic is happening.
Yep, it is. All right, and America and Russia is being set in array, the Ezekiel 38, because because Russia is gonna be a guard unto Iran, man. All right, Gog and Magog. All right, and this is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, because like the scripture says, it's going to be bodies from one end of the earth to the other when the Lord intervenes. You have to remember, the fire will already be kindled when Yahweh Shai shows up. Okay? When Yahweh sends Yahweh Shai, who's not going to greet thee as a man, the fires will already be kindled. So World War III is going to, and look, the cities are already burning. Look at Paris. And when that gets, and when America finally gets to where Paris is, you talking about the movie The Purge times 100. You people have no idea what you're about to live or die through. All right? Verse 16. For by fire and his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. All right? Shall be many. So with that, until part 2, call halal Yahweh by Shem Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash Wa Abba Babal.